Now that we've got our assembly done, we can do what I like to call an orthographic projection drawing. Now, if you will go to the camera, standard view, front, and we're already in parallel projection. And this part is one component. So if I were to just click anywhere on it and move it, it's going to stay in one place. It's going to be kind of stuck together. Now I'm going to pick up the pan tool, which is the little hand. I'm going to move this to the lower left-hand corner. And then I'm going to duplicate this because this looks great for the front view. Then we're going to have a top view here, and then we're going to have a side view. That's the perfect views for creating this in the woodshop. So I'm going to hit the move tool, and I'm going to also hold the control key in order to duplicate this. I'm going to click and drag straight up. Notice my dotted line stays nice and straight. Now, if I hit escape on the keyboard, the upper left-hand corner, it will move the attention from here to the next one that I need. I'm going to hold the control key and click and drag it straight over. Notice how my line was nice and straight. Now we have 3 duplicated items. But what we need to do is we need to put this as the front and this as the right. If you hold down on the center wheelie ball, or if you press this button here called the orbit tool, you'll be able to bring this down and to the right so we can get to the side of this one, which we hover over the little X's and turn it towards me. And now that will show the face. And this one we're going to show the side, but we're going to show the side that has the slot in it. And that should be pretty close. Now we're going to go to camera, standard view, front, and that looks pretty close. Pull this one in a little bit, and we're going to zoom extents tool, and that's pretty close to our three-dimensional, three view drawing. Now, we need to put some dimensions on here. If we need to go into the woodshop and create this, we need to know how big to cut our parts. So I'm going to click on this little 2 lines that have a 3 in the middle. It's called the dimension tool. If you click on that, and if you hover over something, any of these corners kind of light up. So I can tell it to start here. I just clicked once, and notice how it kind of sticks to that. Now I come over and I click on the end, where I want to end. And that tells me that that's 7 inches long. And we mentioned that it was 7 inches. Now we need to figure out the dimension from here to here. If we click, notice how those numbers change as I'm moving. And if I click to that, it's 2 inches long. We don't have to mark it over here because if we follow this with our eye, we can see that this is the same as that. Okay. Now, we do need to know how wide this end is. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to click, and bring it down. We also need to know where that slot is located. Click, and we can bring that up. And we know how wide it is. Click, and we can bring that down. But I can't see that 1/4 inch. I'm going to right click, text position. We're going to say the outside end. Okay, we began and we ended. 1/4 inch there. What other dimensions we need? We need to figure out where this slot goes. We also need to figure out how wide this is. We can either give the dimension here, or we could give the dimension here. I'd like to keep this kind of clear so we can figure out where these slots are located. So I'm going to start my slot location here, and I'm going to bring it to the edge here, right about the middle of that arc. Should be close to about there, and I'm going to bring it down. Now, if that didn't come up to 1 inch and 2 inches, we can change that. But let's try this one here. From here to there, right there, and bring it straight down. Okay, that needs to be changed, so we can simply change this to 2 inches. And we can change this one to 2 inches. Because we deleted our center line, don't really have a good accurate spot for it. So this is 2 inches from center hole to center hole. Okay. We can put in where it's located from here to there, and that's going to be 1.5 inches, and that's really close. 1 space 1/2 inches, whoops, inches, enter. And so we're good. Looking at all these, I think we're pretty close to having all of the dimensions ready for you to go. When you're done with that, then you can go up to the File menu and go to Print Setup. Make sure that you've got the correct printer selected, the CAD Lab, and hit Landscape, and then File, Print Preview. And we're going to go to the current view, which we only have one view here. We're going to go to the CAD Lab, say OK, and that is our plan. You hit Print, and then hit OK, and it will go to the printer. Put your name on it and turn it in.